module for dialectic. Before that, we discuss Coulomb's law. Dialectics basically are infinity. Before that, we have to discuss Coulomb's law. What is that? If there are two charges, force between them is how much? Two charges are there. Force between two charges is equal to V1 into 4 pi epsilon naught r square. Force is a vector. Well, its direction is from positive charge to negative charge. If the charges are same, there will be repulsion. If the charges are opposite, there will be attraction. This law you know, Coulomb's law. Now, what is epsilon naught? Epsilon naught is called free space. Free space permittivity. Epsilon naught is a constant in here. Its value is it is called free space permittivity. Sit down, don't talk. Free space permittivity. What is the value of epsilon naught? Can you remember? 8.854 farad per meter. So for here, its value is 8. It is called free space permittivity. Its value is this much. Same charges inside the medium we keep. Same charges we keep inside the medium. What is this value be? U1 into Q2 epsilon r square. Q1 into Q2 inside some material. You say in water, alcohol, we keep this. What is the value of attraction force or repulsion force? This equation will be like this. What is E for? E for permittivity. E for permittivity. What is E is equal to? E is equal to epsilon naught here. So we can be written as E is equal to here epsilon naught into here. E is called permittivity of that media. What is here called? Here called relative permittivity. This here called relative permittivity.
सर कोई सूत्रों का सूत्र सर
Coulomb. So we can write this formula as E naught ER or simply E naught. E is called permittivity, ER is called relative permittivity. What is the direction of E? E has same dimension of E naught. What is the value of here? What is the dimension of here? It is dimensionless. It's a number. Here is dimensionless. E has same dimension as E naught. Here is some number. There is no dimension. Dimensionless quantity. Hey, inside a medium, this here value. Here is dimensionless parameter. Its value generally more than 1. Okay. Here, what is the value of here? 1. E naught by E naught. So here value is equal to 1. Any medium, here generally greater than 1. So if you keep these two charges inside the medium, this force between these two charges will decrease. E is more than 0. Okay. So the attraction force or repulsion force between two charges inside the medium will be less, depending upon how much the value of ER is. Okay. More ER means more length is that. First thing. Epsilon r, this is E. You can write as epsilon is equal to epsilon naught ER. Relative permittivity. ER.
Sir, relative RD.
Relative permittivity. Right? In this chapter, in electrostatics, magnetostatics, there are 4 basic vectors. First vector is electric field intensity vector. What is that? In this section, you have to deal with 4 vectors. First vector will be described. Electric field vector or electric intensity vector. What is that? Unit positive charge, how much force experience. That is called electric field intensity vector. Unit positive charge, how much force that charge experience. That is called electric field intensity vector or E. So Q1 charge, how much electric field intensity vector that is creating? Q1 charge, E is equal to how much? E will be how much? Vector will be Q1 the field generated by Q1 is equal to this much per unit charge, how much force experience, that is called electric field intensity vector. So what I have done, I have made Q2 is equal to 1. Understand? This is electric field intensity vector. Per unit charge, how much force experience. So how much field Q1 is producing? Q2 is equal to 1. Per unit charge, how much force will be experience? Q2 is equal to 1. So this direction of E from positive charge to negative charge. Field direction is from positive charge to negative charge. So first vector is clear. The same thing we'll deal with in magnetostatics. There it is called magnetic field intensity vector. Same thing. The other two vectors, one is electric displacement vector. Today we'll touch it. Other one is called magnetic induction vector. These are the 4 basic vectors in they are in electrostatics and magnetostatics. Right? Electromagnetic theory. Right? There are four basic vectors. One I am taking. Right? Fine. Then dielectrics. Dielectrics are mainly insulator. Their properties should be they are very good insulator, and they can be polarized. All these things will be discussed. Now we are going directly to the dielectrics. Dielectrics are very good insulator under almost all conditions. They can be polarized. I will discuss, and they can persist the electric field for a long time. If we apply a direct electric field, that field will be there inside the dielectric medium for a long time. After that it will decay. It decays, but it will be there for a long time. Now, you know there are three types of material. One is metal, then semiconductor, insulator. What happens in insulator? There is very less or there is no free electrons. So, there are lots of electrons are there circulating around the nucleus. These electrons are bound to the nucleus, they are not free. In case of metal, there will be free electrons. If you take a copper wire, this much of length, there will be free electrons. Those are belong to some atoms, but they will move. They can move throughout the material. Kilometers it can move. So these are called free charges. And there are another type of charges that I already talked about. They are bound charges. They are bound to the nucleus. They cannot move. So these free charges is almost negligible in case of dielectric. These are very good insulator under almost all conditions. But if you heat the dielectric for a very high temperature, you can create free electrons. If you can shine high intensity light, you can create free electrons, movable electrons. So there may not be here as insulator. Okay. So first thing. Second thing, it can be polarized. And it can persist the electric field for a long time. This is the definition of dielectric. These dielectric terms came from parallel plate capacitor. We will discuss what is parallel plate capacitor, what is the importance of dielectric. So if I draw one parallel plate capacitor like this. What happens? From the positive terminal, charges will accumulate. This parallel plate capacitor to metal plate capacitor will be there. Their area is equal to A, their separation is equal to D. This notation will follow. The parallel plate capacitor are separated by air and their distance is D. Separation distance is D. What is the area of each capacitor? Each plate is equal to A. Each plate is having area A.
Sir, what is the area used in diagram?
Area. A is the area. Another plate, one plate like this. Area is here. Another plate will be there. Thin plate, metal plate. Acha, what is the capacitor of in this case? Capacitor C is equal to how much? Epsilon naught C naught. In here,
Capacitance.
capacitance.
যখন in dielectric constant একটা কে বুঝে
Capacitance in this geometry, in this case, is equal to C naught because here epsilon naught A into D. D is the separation distance. This is the separation distance, and this is the area. अच्छा देखो these charges are what? These are movable charges. So these charges will be accumulated between this terminal and this one. These two plates. These are movable charges, not fixed charges. You can think of charges that displaced. Any medium which is neutral.
What are the bound charges?
Atoms, whatever the charges, only bound charges are electrons circulating around the nucleus of an atom. Those are bound charges. Now these charges, what you can think of? These are three charges. These are displaced from, you can think of displaced from here to here. Extra charges. And this positive charge and negative charge get attracted, and there will be accumulation of positive charge and negative charge. Okay. These are displaced charge. The term I am using purposefully. These charges are displaced. You can think of the positive charge are displaced from here to the capacitor plate. Negative charges displaced from this one to this negative plate. And that will be there. Lots of charges will be accumulated in this capacitor plate. These charges are movable charge, not fixed charge. If you remove the voltage, it will go back after some time. Fine. Any material that is neutral, but what you are thinking, what you are getting, extra charges, displaced charges on the top plate as well as negative, positive plate and negative. This is a capacitor. Now, if I insert one dielectric. Now I say insert one dielectric. What will happen? I put one dielectric slab and you observe what effect? Dielectric slab, block in between or block thing will be placed. This side as usual will be positive charge, positive. This side capacitor plate will be negative.
So it is dielectric plate.
Same dimension. A is the area of the dielectric, D is the thickness of the dielectric. So again, the displaced charge that will move from positive terminal to here and negative terminal to here. Completed, tell me. What happens?
Sir, I said that thickness is what?
Thickness is same as? Thickness is same as?
Only for slab?
Almost same thing. Separation. They are inserted inside this. Okay? Same dimension. Now what happens to the dielectric? Positive charge will polarize. So there should be negative charge there. Induced negative charges here. Like this, the positive charge will induce, will polarize the dielectric, and top layer will be negative and the bottom layer will be opposite to this one, positive. Okay. Now, these charges, right? These charges are fixed charges. They don't move. They move only atomic dimension. Understand? These polarized charges.
Bound charges.
These are bound charges. They are bound to the some nucleus, bound to some atom. Okay. These are not free charges. They are bound to the nucleus, polarized charge. Whereas these charges are free charges. They can move.
The charges of this material are bound charges.
These are bound charges. Fine. Now, what is the capacitance now? Capacitance, dielectric insert. What is the capacitance? So epsilon D is the permittivity in that dielectric media. Now what is the ratio of these two? Ratio of these two will be epsilon D divided by epsilon naught. What is this called? Relative permittivity. So this ratio is called ER or relative permittivity. E divided by E naught, that is called relative permittivity. E divided by E, that is also relative permittivity. Now this case, there is a word that is called K. This relative permittivity, in this chapter, we denote by K. ER is equal to K. So what is the dimension of K? It is dimensionless. Same dimension as ER. Basically it is ER. ER is general charge. For this chapter, we call it K. This is called dielectric constant. So this chapter, we call it dielectric constant. So, finally, what you can write? Capacitance due to the dielectric medium and capacitance due to AR. How much it is? Okay. So, it will increase K times. As I told you, ER value is generally greater than 1. all the medium they are having ER value more than 1. So K will increase. So capacitance will increase proportional to relative permittivity. In this chapter we call dielectric constant. Fine. So examples. What are the examples of dielectric constant? One is borosilicate glass. In dielectric constant K is equal to 4.8. Borosilicate glass. One standard dielectric medium is borosilicate glass, very good insulator, and its dielectric constant is 4.8. Another is mica sheet. Mica dielectric constant is equal to 7. Mica sheet you have seen, commonly used as dielectrics.
Sir, details
बोले ভালো হয় ডাইলেক্ট্রিক ইউজ করছো give some example question came give some examples of dialectric so as I have told you you can increase the capacitance by increasing the dielectric constant. You choose those materials having very good insulator and having high dielectric constant. So these are the values 4.8 times you can increase the capacitance. If you insert a dielectric slab of glass, you can increase the capacitance. If you insert a mica sheet, and capacitance will be increased by 7 times. So these are the examples. 5, 7, 10, maximum 20 will get. You can have 100 dielectric constant. You can increase the capacitance by 100 times. What is the capacitor? It is the storage of charge. Positive charge, negative charge. Like a battery. If you can have infinite dielectric constant, you can have infinite charge. No need for battery. Just charge it, you reduce it. Fortunately, these are the example. You will get dielectric constant like 4.8, 7, 10.1, like this. Not more than that. Another way, you can increase the capacitance by using the formula C is equal to CD is equal to you can increase the area or you can increase the dielectric thickness. So these are optimized. If you decrease the thickness at after certain level, there will be dielectric breakdown. Okay, the material no longer behaves as insulator. Current will pass through it. So based on this parameter, where the capacitor is used, these are optimized. P is optimized, A is optimized. So that's it. I shall add another sentence. What is dielectric? So dielectric medium must have high dielectric constant. You cannot choose 1.2 dielectric material. So your basic came from this capacitor. So dielectric medium, I use the word, it is a very good insulator. 3 points you have added, plus 1 point you have to add. It should have high dielectric constant. Then it can be used for dielectric medium. Understand? It should have high dielectric constant. Understand? Electric dipole moment, dipole moment. Two charges are there. One is positive charge, they are separated by distance d, and negative charge. Two charges, they are bound to each other. They are separated by distance d. What is the dipole moment of this one? Q is equal a comma. Q1 into D, Q into D. Dipole moment. Dipole moment is a vector. Dipole moment is a vector. Its direction is negative charge to positive charge. Q is a vector. Dipole moment is a vector. Its direction is its direction is negative charge to positive charge. Mu is a vector, direction is negative charge to positive charge. अच्छा, different types of dividing, different types of dielectric media. Different types of dielectric material. You know that, eh? Based on this dipole moment, we can separate two types of material. One is called polar material, polar dielectric. One material is polar. अच्छा, first is not polar. First non-polar dielectric showing. First is non-polar. This material, they don't have permanent dipole moment. This material does not have permanent dipole moment. I will explain it. Okay? What happens with this material? Nucleus is there. There is an electron cloud for every atom. So this center of gravity of positive charge and negative charge, they will coincide. Center of gravity, the nuclei,
They are bound charges.
they are bound charges. And the negative charge, both will coincide. So there is no dipole moment. Same point, they will coincide. They don't have permanent dipole. This material does not have permanent dipole moment. In the absence of, they don't have permanent dipole moment. Another type of material, what happens? They are having positive charge and negative charge. They are separated.
That are called free charges.
What are the example? Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen like. These molecules, they don't have permanent dipole moment. They are non-polar dielectrics. But in case of H2O, HCl, these types of material, atoms or molecules, these types of molecules, the positive charge, nuclei and the electron cloud, they all coincide. there will be separation.
So in the second part, that are called free charges.
These are called all are fixed charges. These are called polar dielectric. They are having permanent dipole moment. These charges are all fixed charges, not movable charges, right? Fixed charges. Next reading, give. Polarization vector. Give a heading, polarization vector, or it is called polarization density. Give a heading, polarization. Polarization vector or polarization density. What is that? It is measured as, it is denoted by P. It is induced. It is induced. What has been induced? Induced dipole moment. Per unit volume. It is induced dipole moment per unit volume, not permanent dipole moment. Induced dipole moment per unit volume. Acha, what is induced dipole moment? This is picture. There is no dipole moment in this case. There is no permanent dipole moment in this case. I am applying electric field. What happens? This positive charge will move one side, all are bound. Only atomic dimension will move. It will bound positive charge one side, negative charge will be another side. Right? Positive charge will move, so we will get this kind of picture. This side positive charge, negative charge. Earlier it was positive charge and negative charge coincide. Now this is due to electric field, you can change. So there is the separation between two charges. So we are having induced dipole moment. Polarization measures this induced dipole moment, not the permanent dipole moment. This is due to the application of electric field, induced. Understand? More will be the electric field, more will be the this induced dipole moment. So this direction, it is a vector. It's a vector. Its direction is along electric field. Its direction is along the applied electric field. So P has same direction as electric field. Clear or not? P has same direction as the electric field. P is the vector. So this atom or this molecule is polarized. Induced dipole moment you have created. So this is mu. So P will be how much? P will be how much? P is equal to N into mu. Per unit volume. Mu is not permanent dipole moment. Mu is induced dipole moment. So P is created due to the application of electric field. P's reduction is same as electric field. Its value is equal to N into mu. Mu is the induced dipole moment per molecule. Mu is dipole moment, induced dipole moment per molecule. Total will be this much. I have to show you 1 second. Just 1 second. I'll show this camera.
Attendance.